Okay, then. Dr. Umar cooks modern black men. Yeah, that was hard. Pause.
I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources.
Okay.
And then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash. He's shining a little bit more. His access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not. It's
and if
not.
you're constantly running into that type of woman,
Yeah.
then the problem is you because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why is
why not
that?
have that same energy for women? You just again you held the
Because
man
we having a
responsible.
conversation as men.
Yeah.
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
Right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No, as men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow.
Is he spitting?
He's spitting.
Yo, is this nigga spitting right now?
He's spitting.
Bro, he is spitting.
Nigga
Bruh.
is spitting, bro.
Dog.
Niggas really getting at these niggas, bro.
What the?
I'm a.
That's
go
a
ahead.
very. That is such
Talk
a
to these
great
niggas.
take.
Talk to them.
I'm not gonna lie. The problems most people have in dating, I don't have it. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't attract that. Like I just don't attract it. But like it's
Because you don't be in the spaces where these people.
yeah.
be
It's
at.
not that it never happens, but it's just
You're just not in the spaces.
correct. Yeah, I don't. I'm
So
like
you don't run into these fugazis. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it might not work out, but I don't engage in a lot of the toxic shit I be saying. Like that's not me, bro, and that's not what my experience is at all. So I always find it crazy when that's all I hear about on Twitter and stuff like that.
Because you would act as if like that's all you hear.
And no brag, but like there are artificial reasons why somebody would want to want me. So I should be dealing with it more. I feel like I'm just not.
This was even crazier. What he said is the same logic that they tell to women all the time. If the only type of man that y'all keep bumping into are bum niggas, that really speaks
That is
about
true.
who you are as a woman and the places that you be in. Because the good men, they exist. Good women also exist. So if you all keep running into the same type of woman, then that's on you. That really tells me about who you are
Like
as a man.
How could you have the same experience so many times?
So many times.
Bro, you had the same problem.
I had to talk to these niggas too. I talked to these niggas personally. No, I did. You think I'm joking?
Wait,
I went to
what you
this.
mean to the
I went
niggas
to
on
the
the
stream.
podcast?
Yeah, I went to the stream.
Dead
and I
ass?
What you mean, like in a Discord or in
No,
the chat?
this is a video on here.
It's
of
in
me.
this video?
No, not in this video. Well, it might be. I don't know. They might got a snippet. I don't know.
Oh,
Me and
word.
Omar and I went there.
I didn't even know.
Omar and I
Oh,
went there.
shit.
Talking to these niggas like we was dead at that time. Like, nah, Omar was kind of spitting on
Nah,
y'all.
he did. That's what he said is factual, bro. And,
It's
the only
facts.
people that dispute it are people that have continuous negative. But some people like that shit, bro. Just be honest with yourself. Some people like the toxic shit. It's more fun to you. I just would rather have this.
You keep it to me. You know why they niggas like it?
Why?
Because what I'm starting to realize, a lot of you niggas
Oh,
who
bored.
start making money, you low-key, high-key, cornball ass niggas. And what happens is you got money now, and you fucking with women with low vibrations because you know those are the ones that are easy to scoop up. They enamored with your money. But if you actually messing with real women who actually want to build with you, they not. You gotta do more than just like flash your money type shit.
Yeah, but what they're talking about in this specific clip is, oh, but what if she just finds somebody with more status or more money? So
Why would you want to fuck with them? That's what I'm
if
saying.
she leaves you over that, you have been blessed.
You've been
Yeah.
blessed.
That's she
Nah,
wasn't
you're
for
blessed.
you,
Not
bro.
real.
Like you've avoided.
Why are you complaining about that,
Because
nigga?
that's a horrible thing to find out 5 years in or 10 years in or after you have
That's
kids.
true.
It's a brutal thing to find out is that she's willing to leave if another nigga
Niggas
got more
complaining
status.
about like what happens if I buy a car and while I want to test drive the tires flat. Okay, I guess. Like I don't
You're
know,
not
nigga.
buying that car.
I guess don't buy the car. I don't know what to tell you.
Also, like even
What
if
the
it's
fuck?
even if it's not your fault, you should take responsibility.
You see how I did that? You see
What
how when,
part?
because the manosphere they be using women in car analogies all the time. You see
Really?
how I did that?
They do?
See, I did
I didn't know that.
You know, obviously, you know, a big thing, obviously, we spoke about the gender wars, you know, earlier. Obviously, there's a lot of conversation nowadays about, you know, the value of what a woman brings and the value of what a man brings in a relationship. And now there's a lot more rhetoric from our women that we hear is, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, right? So,
That's pain speaking, though.
right.
Because most black women know they will never get a man. A black woman can have sex
Damn.
whenever she wants,
Right.
because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get. I have two daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest would be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see?
Really?
So when a black woman says, I don't need
I don't know
a
if that's true or not.
That's
but
insane.
if that is true, that's crazy. I don't think that's true.
That's
though.
insane.
Well,
Say
not
that
a
only
4 is
20 I
crazy.
don't think only 25% of black women get married. I think it's higher than that, but I guess. I could be wrong, though.
man. That is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to black men
Absolutely.
with black women. With white women.
With all women. You should only be with the black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a good woman in America, there's
somewhere
plenty
else.
in Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like if you,
I do.
If you feel
I
like
tell sisters all the time, go to Africa.
So
I know
then-
sisters who marry. I just spoke with a sister. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
but instead of saying they will never
I'll
get
take
married.
the sisters to Africa who married brothers they met
Right.
in Africa.
Right.
So yeah,
I think
do teach that.
there's plenty. I think there's obviously plenty of black men
Yes,
for
it
black
is.
women. So
And what I
instead of
also
saying that
tell
they'll
black
never
women,
get
if you're
married,
going to go get you an African man from the continent,
Right.
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Why the
It-
fuck
it's
is
a
it
respect-
tolerated?
It's not
here?
tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well,
Yes, it is, man. It is, bro.
It's Tyler.
It is entirely different over there.
Entirely different.
There's rules to socializing over there that we don't appreciate here. If you're older than me, even by a year, and I talk disrespectfully to you, you will get the shit smacked out of you.
So I should start smacking the shit out of you. That's what
Yeah,
you're
if I disrespect
I'm
you.
older than you.
But I just don't
You've been
respect that rule.
You've been,
of
nah,
it.
but I know, but I'm starting to respect it.
But like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of rules we don't follow. You can't just pick and choose which traditional rules you want to follow, nigga.
That's true.
I guarantee both men and women do not want to play by those rules, which is why when y'all had the opportunity to deviate, that's what happened. This is what everyone chose, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone chose their own independence. Let's stop
For
pretending
sure,
like
yeah, that is
it
true.
got here by accident. Everybody chose. Women wanted to be able to do it themselves, and so did men. And like all of this friction happened because of decisions that everybody made collectively. It's just a trend because we collectively made those decisions.
over here, I want to say this to us, though. Because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years.
Okay, when it says single parent homes, technically speaking, if they're not married, it would be.
So they could be together
Yeah.
still, but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
still insane though.
That is crazy.
You know how crazy this is to me? Because until I was 16, I didn't even realize like divorce was a big deal because everyone in the city I lived in was first generation immigrants. So the kids, we were all born in Canada, but all of their parents moved from Sri Lanka and India and China and
For sure.
Ethiopia and Somalia. So like it's the opposite. I actually didn't have any friends growing up that weren't their parents.
I was with my mom first, and then we went with my dad later on.
Dead ass.
So
It is just like big cultural difference, and it's like that back home too. Like it's uncommon for people to not be married like at the age of like 23, 24, 25.
But here, I mean.
But again, I think people want this though. Like
I
you
mean,
gotta
some
think,
people,
though,
some
like,
of my
yo,
old
if you
friends
wanna be a
or
doctor,
high school people.
That takes significant effort. You're
Or-
not going to graduate
yeah.
till like what, 26, 27, 28? And then even then you're working long hours. It's going to be difficult for you, especially if you're a woman. Now you want kids. How are you going to balance it too? Like a lot of people in first world countries choose their own passions and their own career over a family. And that's okay. That's a decision that you make because you don't have to have kids. If everyone in the economy decided not to, it would fucking crumble. But like you don't have to though. And when people don't have to, they choose to prioritize other things. And that's kind of what this looks like is people just prioritizing things that aren't family.
Yeah,
which is backwards because when you ask niggas what's important to them, what's most important to them, what they say?
Family.
Cap. Because there's cultures where family is the most
Fast and
important thing to
Furious.
them. I don't know. I think that's so crazy to me.
I don't need a man because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that. And then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be
In the
held
strong-
accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
Wait, what?
What? I guess you could. If that's my wife, maybe because I picked her. But all my life, I'm not responsible for. Are you insane?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think he means collectively, but on an individual level, this makes no sense.
No, he's talking about collectively. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but then he's like pointing at them like they're the collective.
No. Well, in the thing, he clarifies numerous times. Like, I'm not necessarily talking
Man,
about
he's
y'all.
talking about man.
What
do you think about that?
I guess my theory behind it all is that I understand what he's attempting to say. I truly do. I understand what he's attempting to say.
Crash course on self accountability.
I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna keep it a being with you all. Just from my perspective, I think that there is a generation of black people that failed miserably. I'm just keep it a being with y'all. Because there's just no way during civil rights era and before, black people were still able to be in families. They had strong bonds more back then, and then even now the numbers are trending in a more positive direction in many regards. But there is like this gap of like degeneracy from black people that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's not comprehensible. And to be completely transparent, I know some of them. I have some of them in my family and stuff like that. And
It's like 3 generations from me. I don't know.
Possible? Like, how did that happen?
3,
How are
2.
you like this subsection is this fucked? I just don't get it. Now I disagree where it's like I had to bear responsibility for what the people before me did, but I understand where he's coming from. Where if there's a generation of people who are growing up and that's all they know, and of course it's going to be more difficult for like certain women to like, you know, to give a pause of like, I don't know about da because this is all I know, this is all I've been seeing my entire life. So I do understand that concept, and for people out there who want to know, yes, Dr. Umar also speaks his way to black women as well, where he says black women need to be more patient with black men as well. Y'all, I know a bunch of y'all niggas gonna be like, oh, but what about women? What about women? Shut the fuck up, nigga. Grown men are talking right now, bro. But I understand where he's coming from, but in my humble opinion, I think it's just there is this generation of black people that really fucked up. I'm not saying it's all their fault. There were systematic implications that happened that aided that process, but I think that process, that group of that generation of black people, I think they have a lot of say-so on what's happening now. And those are to an extent also the generation of black people who are speaking out much more often, and they're passing down rhetoric from one generation to the next. And so now you hear a bunch of 20 to 30 some year olds speak about black women in a certain way, and I'm like, nigga, I don't know where you been, nigga. I don't get what you're talking about, bro. I just don't get it.
And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us.
I understand
we have
that.
not been on our job as black men. If the
that.
men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may
Yes.
be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father, but guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs
If
to
we
be
was
more
loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
You're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good
Can I ask you a
quality
question?
men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her that.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie.
Look at the he's cooking. He said, let me ask you this. Why that motherfucker even there, huh?
Yeah.
You know what the problem?
Riddle me that, nigga.
Okay, but you know the thing, it goes both ways though.
That's true.
That's the point he don't understand.
Women pick the degenerates and men pick the degenerates.
Yes,
both of them
yes.
pick each other.
And that's the point that this is the reason why I want to do the video. What y'all niggas don't understand, y'all pick each other, bro.
Which is why I say that's what people's experience has been is not mine, because
It's a representation
I don't
of
get
who they
picked
are.
by those. And then
you know what's even crazier? The fucking degenerate women don't even really they try to, but they don't really even fuck with niggas on their shit.
They don't.
Cause they know for a fact they not gonna. They know.
But that's the cheat code, at least for me.
But that's But when niggas say this, y'all telling on yourselves, bro. Bro, degenerate women don't really fuck with what niggas on their real purpose, because they know for a fact they don't level up. They don't measure up to what is expected of them anyway.
He's right in like a self accountability way, but it obviously applies in the inverse.
Yes.
But like it's just funny when you're being addressed as such. Obviously, you don't want to take it personally because he's talking collectively. But like he's right though. Like if
you niggas too many Pookies and Ray Rays around here, y'all the problem.
Pookies and Ray Ray.
I understand what I'll be heated like, nigga, shut up. But yes, what he's spitting, what he's saying is a fact, bro.
The solution to this is to create a culture of happiness, family, hard work, and success. In all reality, that's it. You need more people to do all of those things, to care about family, to be successful, to be all those things. And when that becomes the thing you celebrate in your culture, you start to see it more because people want to be celebrated. But if the thing you're celebrating is degeneracy, you're going to see more of that.
But that's my point, though. My point is what was celebrated when we were coming up wasn't as much as degeneracy as it was before.
I agree.
So that's why I think if you're talking about the next generation, sure, but then that means that's our fault because we should not allow that shit to happen.
I agree.
To be fair, to be 100%. In our generation, like mid-20s to mid-30s, or that generation grew up off of a different playing field. Like it was just different. And so, when you look at those numbers in particular, those numbers are drastically different from the two generations prior. They're drastically different in many regards. But I understand what Dr. Umar is saying here, bro. He low-key, high-key spitting.
Why'd he stop? What?
These niggas they playing around with the community,
How the fuck
bro.
did you stop mid-sentence?
Niggas need to really feel that.
Bro.
These niggas, they need to really feel it, bro.
Yeah.
If this is the role that if you want to play this role, you have to understand this what comes along with it. Everything he's saying is true. If this is a role you really want to play, and as soon as you complain from a leadership perspective about not being an adequate leader, you don't come across as a leader anymore. Just keep it at being with you, because niggas who lead, they can't. There's no room to complain. Only room for taking criticism and trying to implement that in the real world. That's what it is. So like you got to just take it on the chin and keep it pushing. I don't understand when men. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Yo, man, as black men, we gotta stick together. Build together, grow together. I think that should always be the vibe of the conversation. Stop being concerned with other women doing, bro. We're not worried about them, bro. If you really the leader, if you really the man, if you really the provider, if you really supposed to be the one making the decisions for the community to make it better, we talking men shit, bro. We're not talking about no women right now, bro.
Why are you getting quieter?
This is insane.
Bro.
Yo, am I not spitting?
No, I agree.
Yeah. I know, but see, that's why I fought with you. I know you agree. I know you agree with me, boy.
All right, tell them what this video is about.
Which one?
This one right here. It's the last Dr. Umar video. This thing is blanking right now. Click that video, man, if you haven't watched it already. Drop a like on this video, man, if you haven't. Otherwise, we will catch you in the next one.
Bye. I'll see you guys later.
I have always had this.
Okay, I don't know why I did that, but yeah. If every adult was able to take care of their own mess, the world would be place. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, hey. Hey. You said it right there. I don't got nothing else. Like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye.